Remember one thing, in your life, do you have at least 3 or 4 people who will stand by you no matter what? You know, housewives also these days, I'm just a housewife, they say. You are not just a housewife. Because of you, your husband is able to go to office and work well. Because of you, your children are going to school and study well. Because of you, the house ecosystem is running well so that they can do their jobs better. We have to understand, people with small personal vision create a grand visionary leader. Now this grand visionary leader should have respect for people with personal vision. It's a cyclic thing. Students and children and youth should remember this. If you want to really make money, underline this. The fancy your business is, the less money you make. The boring your business is, you make a lot of money. I saw you when you were trying to walk, first 3 months you fell down and gave me a smile and got up. I know you always get up. अब देखो कितना अच्छा चलते हो. At least you say that subconsciously you have created a very strong trust कि I know you will stand up. That emotional strength will make them stand up. Leadership begins from a mother, who has a habit of sleeping very soundly and is not disturbed easily. But then once she becomes a mother, a small cry from the baby wakes her up.
As an individual, a lot of us seem to be happy being a working class population than being a visionary leader.
The definition of leadership is given very wrong. Leader is not somebody who sits on your head. Leader is somebody who makes your life easy. See, when I just want to pass, all I will think is about to copy an exam. When I want to excel in my education, then even if you give me a book in the examination and say, okay, okay, copy, then you say, no, I am testing myself. I have to write this without, I will write. I go to a gym. Today I have lifted 25 kilos. First day, and in the evening my hand is paining. Second day I go. Third day, 10th day I go, again 25 kilos, 25 times I lift. My hand stops paining because my body develops that resistance and gets habituated. But you go to the office, come back stressed. You go to the office, come back stressed. And you go to office, one day you come with nervous breakdown. Something seriously wrong. India is a very resilient country. We can never fall, we can never fail, we will always rise back.
Hello, welcome to the podcast with Sri Siddha Guru Atmananda Ji. Siddha Guru Atmananda Ji is an enlightened master of supramental hierarchy. He has attained the state of eternal bliss and exudes the excellence of Sri Vidya in its entirety. Let us understand his views on some key important topics today. Namaste Guruji. Guruji, I have a question on India and the way the culture has been changing over a period of time. India, that way, is among the top 5 nations globally, right? And we have a huge human potential. There is significantly talented people, bright brains, but despite this, India is still a service delivery country than being any product maker where it can be accepted globally. So what seems to be have culturally gone wrong over the last few years that as an individual, a lot of us seem to be happy being a working class population than being a visionary leader?
Ecosystem, one word answer. Now, what culturally has gone wrong? If you understand, from the time the ancient, this culture or this great holy land called Bharat was more of a family oriented, personality oriented, or in specific detail, self experience oriented culture. Now you see any English dance like salsa, bachata, or any Western kind of dance, break dance or this kind of dances they invented and all that. It's all about one person or it's all about a leader and a follower. But if you see our ancient systems like Kuchipudi, Bharatanatyam or Sangeet, the Carnatic music, the Hindustani, whatever it is, if you understand, they say Yado hasta, how your hand mudra is, there your eyes should be there. and where your body, hand mudra, body posture, your eyes, your focus, your attention, everything is aligned within you, you experience a Brahma Tattva within you. That is the reason why dance is considered as a form of puja. Sangeet is also considered as a form of puja, offering, prayer. In the same fashion, now self-evolution, personality enhancement and ecosystem family development was the fundamental bedrock of this country. During the British rule and during the partition, a brutal way happened and all that, fundamentally one culture was established that government will do everything for you. You don't fight for yourself, you don't fight for your family, you relax, government will do everything for you. Now, for example, China is a product nation. Now, I am answering your question in multiple layers.
Sure.
Now, China is a product nation. Now, why? See, for example, if you want to manufacture a smartphone, laptop, there, a high-end decent laptop in Indian currency you would get at 25,000 rupees. How is that possible? There are 100 companies which are manufacturing only spare parts. There is, you understand, and 100 companies supporting those 100 companies doing micro parts. And in all of that, the government has in control. And there are few, tens of companies working on finishing or giving the finished product. Now, all of it is an ecosystem. Now, you understand, there is a furniture city where everything related to furniture happens. There is a laptop city, electronic city, where everything related to electronics happen. There are, from chips to semiconductor chips to micro spare parts that are required for an ecosystem. Everything is manufactured there and it's given, and these hundreds of manufacturers are waiting for that finished good guy. You tell me what kind of product you want to design, we will produce the parts for you. They have an ecosystem where one person is supporting or holding the back of the other person. In India, now this culture, I will come back to the first. We were originally a family oriented, progressive, self personality enhancement and progressive human being civilization. During the partition and all, what happens is government will do everything for you. Now, you want semiconductors to happen, you want government to do. No, or you want anything to happen, you want government to take the initiative first. Even if your political rights, even if any riots happen also, government, what is it doing? We try to direct, because you understand what I am trying to say. Fundamentally, your understanding, we have got into an ecosystem where till the time the child is 25 years, the child knows only in theory about some very little thing. And most people are not employable because in theory only they know a little bit, that too not the whole. I think you understand. So, the industry has to actually teach them, and while learning this also, the problem is wife does not belong to husband, husband does not belong to wife, both husband and wife do not belong to children, children do not belong to parents, and this family of 4 or 3 is not belonging to their no cousins. We don't develop bond relationship. Now, imagine you have 10 cousins. All of you in principle are in union, but all of them have varied strengths. One person is good in electronics, one person good in digital marketing, one person good in branding, one person good in this, one person good in design, one person good in management, one person good in law, one person good in managing affairs. If you understand what I am trying to say.
Yes.
Then what happens, and in principle, now what is happening, these companies also these days, it is finding very difficult to find one trustworthy, one co-founder. It's very difficult to find one person holding the back of other person. Everybody is trying to stab the other person and expecting the government to do all the regulation. Ancient Sanatana Dharma was not like that. That is the reason why your ecosystem, for anything to flourish, remember one thing, in your life, do you have at least 3 or 4 people who will stand by you no matter what? This I am expecting apart from your spouse. And you can't say your child, because you are standing for your child is not standing for you. Moreover, I will tell you one thing, culturally, Bhagavad Gita is considered to be the greatest scripture in our India.
Yes.
Now, and I am trying to answer your question in a very holistic way, as I usually do.
Sure.
The answer is long, it's okay, right?
Sure, Guruji. Yes.
So, see, Bhagavad Gita started with fundamentally one thing. Hey Krishna, okay, if I do this war, okay, with your help and with your blessing, I will kill all of these people. Then all of these people, because they died in the war, they will go to Swarga, but they will have many of their widows staying here and their people suffering here. If from the Swarga they see the widows and for the Rajya suffering with a lot of destruction, then even when they go to Swarga, they will not feel happy. Invariably, if I die, even if I reach Swarga, if I have a bad legacy, I will feel unhappy, is what the fundamental resistance question of Arjuna is towards, I resist this war because if all these people die and the legacy is wrong, they will be unhappy and everybody will be unhappy, the people who are dead, people who are alive. If I am dead, is my son or my daughter going to be 10x of me? That planning is not there. I think you understand. If I am dead today, is my son or my daughter going to be 10x of me? If they are not, even if I have done good in my life, if I die, if I go to Swarga, then also I see my children suffering, I will not be happy. How can I make my child, how can I create a legacy? Here, everybody is bothered about Majum. Why? Culturally, what has gone wrong? This British rule and this brutal partition created, see what happens is, you are a very productive guy, you have a lot of skill, you can teach it to your child, and you have a king who is collecting taxes and protecting your ecosystem, quote unquote ecosystem, and suddenly this dharmic Raja who is protecting your ecosystem has to wage a war because some intruder is coming. Now that fellow kills this dharmic Raja that you have brutally and backstabbing him by not following the rules of war. In the night they will attack, you understand, they will backstab, they will do stuff, and suddenly your dharmic Raja is replaced by a barbarian brutal guy, and that guy has a bad, or that guy wants to loot everything from you, or has a bad kind of intention on the women of the community, stuff like that. Now why do you want to be productive and pay taxes to him? So you slowly teach you and yourself and your child to be unproductive. So for a generations of generations, we have taught ourselves culturally how to be unproductive, so that this Raja, who is very and a brutal guy, and who is not a dharmic guy, who doesn't belong to your faith, who doesn't comply, and who has a bad intention on your woman, do not pay him enough taxes. So don't be enough productive, just survive. Just survive for 500 years. And after that, British rule, or brutal partition. After that, an opinion that everything government has to do because we are a socialist country kind of a mentality. You understand this? All this has, over a period of time, brutally, and this today's leftist, feminist woke culture and all that, all this has brutally removed, or I cannot say terminated, or you understand, India is a very resilient country. We can never fall, we can never fail, we will always rise back. Okay, but still a lot of damage has been done to this something called as ecosystem, where brothers are not a part of one family. Two brothers fight with each other in such a fashion that they feel, they are more closer to their friends, and those friends are also actually only till a limited time. In 10th class, I am more closer to my friend than my own brother. In my degree, I am closer to a different set of friends. So my 10th friends are just a high friends. I think you understand. Now these friends also change, and so there is no standard support system there. That being said, when you begin in life, In Telugu, we have a saying, I would translate that. For a buffalo, how much it ate is strength. For a human being, how many people you have is your strength. Translate, when you translate, it looks bad, but still. So, the point I am trying to tell you is how to be a great productive product nation and how to enhance. First, remove this woke culture or feminist culture. And what is wrong with it? Now, you have to understand, in Sanatana Dharma, until otherwise you have a family unit strong. Even now, if you understand, a husband and a wife behave as chairman and MD, and they understand they are creating a brand image, they are creating a great product called their children, which have to be 10x of their productivity. For that, they need to develop a market value, and their market value is going to has to grow, and it is going to create a great impact, the brand, the legacy that they create. And for that, they are doing quote unquote operations called today earning money.
Yes.
Am I clear with you? Creating a revenue. But the brands don't just bother about the revenue, they always bother about the brand image and the product, the legacy that they leave, because that is what they actually capitalize and market and sell. I think you understand.
Correct.
There is a company which is making only 200 crores revenue, only 50 crores profit, but it has a great brand value, great perception value, then it is valued at $2 billion.
Correct.
Can happen, no?
Correct. That's the future value.
That, yes, and they sell it also for that level.
Correct.
Yes, the promoters sell that company at a level. Yes. Correct. Or no? For example, there are some, you start a chocolate company or do this to take to a level, you create a brand awareness, you create a stature in the market, people know you, you sell it to a very big FMCG company for 600 crores. There is a recent
Correct.
story.
Correct.
So, they effectively did not sell their revenue or their profits or their company, they effectively sold their brand value. Now, you and your wife, chairman and MD, managing director creates the systems and processes to make sure that this brand value increases. Chairman and managing director work on creating revenue to sustain these processes, and your children are your 10x. If you have such mindset, your brothers, your sisters are all one family. You will have cousins, I think you understand. Yes. All of them are one family, have one agenda, have one legacy. That is the reason why surname was a great thing in our ancient culture. We are not kind of those people who come from Tumkuk, Bailu, Fox. You understand? We don't have such surnames or names. You understand? Tim, John, King, Wan, Run. We don't keep. We have, understand? We have great names like, surnames like Yaduvanshi, Kavuri. We have, big names. Big in the sense, you understand? We have a brand name. Yes. We treat our surname as a brand name. That culture is lost. Fundamentally, if China is a product nation, why India? What should India do? Product nation is all about ecosystem. All about ecosystem. And remember one thing, all students and children and youth should remember this. If you want to really make money, underline this, the fancy your business is, the less money you make. The boring your business is, you make a lot of money. People who manufacture spare parts for something big, are you understanding? Make a steady revenue and great profit. Then a brand which is trying to create a perception value. I think you understand.
I got it, yes.
So that way, it's an ecosystem. We have lost this family ecosystem, personal ecosystem, and we have given everything into this education, and government will do everything for us. No, you will do everything for you and for your family. Your life is not valued by what current position you hold. You might be a vice president, you might be whatever, you might be this, you might be that, any degree, any designation you hold in your company, doesn't matter, as long as you don't ensure your child is 10x of you, at least 5x of you, worst case. Best case scenario is 100x, but then 10x. If you are doing that, and if You are building a system, you and your wife are building a system to ensure that every human being is building a system that their child should be 10x. Within a span of 20 years, we will see this as not just a service, as a great product nation. No, we are not China, right? We can't be forcefully, the government cannot do anything. We have to create the ecosystem. We have to forge friendships, family, culture and brotherhood, and understand ecosystem is true money.
Wonderful, Guruji. Is education playing a vital role in creating this ecosystem?
The ecosystem is not being created, first point. We have to create. Education is not playing it is not destroying or it is not playing a great role. Education in fact is creating unnecessary stupid competition and localized thinking in youth. Are you understanding? Localized, because by the time you are completing your engineering, medicine or whatever, you think you know a lot. Only by the time you complete your medicine, you think you have studied a lot, only to enter into the hospital to know that, oh, you guys don't know anything. There is a lot more. And the other thing that I would like to tell you is, the greatest damage to the ecosystem is not having brotherhood, not having family relationships properly aligned.
So, is the brotherhood only thing in all of this? And what I see is there is a need for innovation and creativity also, because an ecosystem can stand to the extent there is innovation and continuous creativity.
Correct. Innovation cannot be driven in a system where insecurity is paramount. If you understand why innovation is not there, ecosystem will drive. Most people don't understand this. I want you to understand this. We have to create innovation, we have to create creativity. Now people are not trying to be creative. That's what, this is a common Western media and media propaganda. I am telling you, you cannot see all children or youth these days. Now what do you want? We have a definition of money. Mujhe settle ho jana. I want to settle. I want to have a big house, big car. Why? Because you have this insecurity as a mother. Now everybody wants to settle from during the education years, formative years of, you have to study and get a good job so that you get a good house and a good car and a good wife. If you get a IIT seat and if you get a so and so job, you will get a good wife. You understand? This kind of systems are naturally fed into. Then where there is insecurity and where there is a race to just settle, there innovation will not come. 1% club is there. Those people are not subscribing to this insecurity. Now if you create an ecosystem, now in ecosystem what happens, there is a natural competition and survival of the fittest will be there. So what really happens is innovation is driven. China, they say they copy, if you really go and observe, then you will understand, they don't copy, they exceed. They definitely do. There is a 50 rupees shoe and there is a 50,000 shoe. Both they manufacture, and for everything there is innovation there. If you really visit China, if you really see what's happening there, then you will understand they are better in many things and they have innovated. Why? Fundamentally it happens with insecurity. Now this media will sit on the top and tell you, or these people, so-called intellectuals, will come and sit and tell you, we have to drive creativity. Our companies are not doing creative enough, or they are not trying to innovate enough. How will they, when say insecurity is the paramount, or everybody is running towards it? First, when you are hungry, don't talk about innovation. Everybody is talking about settlement. I think you understand. And settlement, see, when I just want to pass, all I will think is about to copy in exam. When I want to excel in my education, then even if you give me an a book in the examination and say, okay, copy, then I'll say, no, I am testing myself. I have to write this without, I will write on my own. For a guy who is competing and not insecure about whether he will pass or fail, and you understand, even if you ask him to copy, he will not copy. But for a guy who is insecure, always try to copy. Even if he knows, he will still feel, oh, I am insecure, I don't know, I am a nervous student. I have studied, but still I am nervous. in my examination. We have this trend,
Yes.
10th class, intermediate students you observe, 10th intermediate, medicine, engineering, any professional course. Before their exam, they are tensed like hell. They are nervous. There is a nervous breakdown happening in children these days. You understand? Those kind, why? When you have this kind of things, you only develop an ecosystem or a mindset to copy. It is not enough if so-called intellectuals or people keep saying, we have to innovate, we have to product innovate, we have to product innovate. No. First mitigate the insecurity. Automatically you will find enormous progress in innovation. People who are not insecure only innovate. People who are insecure and want to settle and want to secure something always copy, period.
Excellent. So, Guruji, what is the source of this insecurity? How does one go above these insecurities? So, what changes are needed in the society?
Family and family culture, personal family culture. Society, this question, mindset is coming. Society will not change. See, you have a child. Now, to make your child 10x is not society's problem, it is your personal problem. Society cannot do anything. If we expect society to do, society is always trying for or fishing for laborers. Society to progress, it needs insecure, inefficient people who blindly follow it. मैं क्या कहूँगा, वो डर से तो अपनी पूरी जिंदगी जिए, यही चाहता हूं एज ए सोसाइटी में. तुम्हें क्या करना है, तुम्हें अपने आप की सार्वभौमत्व, स्वाभिमान, सुरक्षा के लिए तुम्हें क्या करना है, तुम ही चयन करके करना. तेरी जरूरत है, मेरी जरूरत है, तुम वो सब ना करो. So again, this mindset, society में क्या करना चाहिए? Society will not do anything to you. Your family and you will do everything for yourself. Okay. Your family. You do not have a strong bond culture. You understand? My mother, my father is not telling me that I am born to succeed, I am born to innovate till I am 25. I am first listening that I have to innovate and I have to think big from my industry society. So-called mentors and motivational speakers who are just making money. Because at the age of 20 till 25, I haven't heard my father telling me, you are born to innovate, you are born to succeed, you are born to live a great life, you are born to become a leader, you are a light unto humanity. We as a family stand by you, we are not insecure about you, we are always proud of you. Even if you are failing, we hold your back. These kind of feelings don't exist in my own personal family. And at the age of 25, motivational speaker will say, okay, give me 500 and I'll tell you, you're born to succeed, you're born to innovate, we as a country should innovate. And then, okay, 500 you take, and after that come back home and see it in the same gloom. The guy who has taken 500 is happy. 500,000, you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So, as a society, what should we do? As a society, first let this society kind of thought pattern leave your mind. And remember one thing, you and your family can only do anything and everything for yourself. What are the processes? In every company, we have some SOPs, processes.
Yes.
What are the processes you are following in such a fashion, or you have designed for yourself, where your wife and your child looks up, they should feel proud and look up to you. What are you doing? What is your wife doing? So that you love her and you trust her and you follow her, you feel proud to have her. And what is your wife doing to ensure that your child is becoming a 10x person? What is your child doing to ensure that she or he lives for a pride? If anything difficult, they will say it is difficult, mummy also will say. Because today nobody is ready to push anybody. Mummy, this is difficult. Oh, okay, don't do. Because if I push you, you will shout on me, I know. I think you understand. By the time the child is 16, the child shouts more on the parents than the parents shout on them. Because from 16, parents have vomited enough insecurity on their child. I think you understand what I am trying to say. Thought leadership. What is the thought leadership you have given your child? Are you the first person in your child's life to tell you are born to succeed, you are born to innovate, you are born to lead, you are born as a light to humanity? If yes, then let's talk. Society cannot do that for you. You have to do it for you. Leaders are not mass produced. Leaders are nurtured by their mentors who have invested long enough in themselves and in the leaders. Creating leaders is not, see, one of a time will happen. See, for example, Africa was in difficulty, Nelson Mandela was there, Subhash Chandra Bose, according to me, is a fantastic, great leader. Now, that leadership, one of a kind, see, that is what I am saying. In a mass also, naturally, without mentorship, some Divya Atma, Divya person will be born and he will. But if you really want to create or duplicate and create a consistent form of progress, I want you to understand, what if we had Subhash Chandra Bose kind of leaders of at least 30-40 people after independence? Subhash Chandra Bose was a fantastic, unbelievable leader, unbelievable.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, if we had 30 or 40 Subhash Chandra Bose kind of replicas, not exactly the same way, that kind of personality, that kind of strength, that kind of magnetism, that kind of conviction, that kind of vision, in life, India would have been a different country. I think you understand. The problem is, everybody wants visionary leaders, but nobody has a personal vision. If you don't have a personal vision, how will you create a leader who has a mass vision? Somebody, a vision for an entire company, vision for an entire country. If independently, remember one thing, if I have 10 people who have personal vision exist, then a mass leader with a mass vision and a bigger vision, huge vision, can be understood. And if there are, for your easy understanding, if there are 10 people who can understand basic English, one extraordinary English guy can be produced. If there are 10 basic mathematics guys, then one extraordinary genius can be produced. But if everybody is an illiterate in mathematics, then a genius production, even, you understand, the genius is also 2 plus 2, I know that itself is genius. In a place where nobody knows mathematics, if somebody knows 2 plus 2, that's genius.
Correct.
But in a place where everybody is good at quadratic equations, something like that, I think you understood what I am trying to say.
Yes.
Then there is a possibility you create a better one. Because for a leader to evolve also, you need to create an ecosystem.
Right.
For a leader also, you need, see, the point is, in LKG also there is class leader, in 10th, 5th, 7th, and in professional college also. I think you understand. Leadership is only, it's a, progressively it grows. So if you want great leaders, individual leadership has to be nurtured. Society should not be consulted. People with personal vision create people with grand mass vision. This also is the cultural mistake that's happening. Homemaker, my wife, housewives also these days, I'm just a housewife, they say. Asalu, it's so very demeaning. You are not just a homemaker, you are not just a housewife, you are a fantastic leader, you are the chairman. You are trying to create systems for your next generation. Because of you, your husband is able to go to office and work well. Because of you, your children are going to school and study well. Because of you, the house ecosystem is running well so that they can do their office jobs better.
Yes.
You are a contributor. You have to understand this is a fantastic job, and if you do your job great, your children will be 10x of you. The point is, we have to understand, people with small personal vision create a grand visionary leader. Now, this grand visionary leader should have respect for people with personal vision. Personal vision people respect the grand leader. It's a cyclic thing. In a house where wife is respected as the contributor and the one who is ensuring that everybody in the house has sanity, everybody is in the house is able to be productive in their life. Mama, I am able to go to school and study just because you are taking care of the house and taking care of me. My dear wife, I am going to office and becoming a senior vice president there because you are taking care of the house properly. You are taking care of the children properly. We are here because of you. And the homemaker also says, I am here taking care of all this because of your guys. Now, in a society where everybody is respecting each other, you cannot create a society like that. First, create a family like that. First create a personal vision like that. First create a personal bond with one person like that. I think you understand. As you bring it down, people, small vision people create a grand vision guy automatically. Hoga. IITs mein you find innovation happening, they say. I don't know, I don't trust it, but still. Why ante? Everybody is trying to be a little better performer there. When you select great, performers, great at a competition, all this, when you put a group of people into a room who consider themselves intellectual, one guy who is really super intellectual gets churned. But if you take a very intelligent guy and put him in a engineering college where mass kind of students are there, am I clear with you? Even his intelligence will die down and he will be addicted to addictions. It's all the ecosystem.
So ecosystem makes or creates these kind of leaders. But we have also seen that people come from a very humble background. They don't have all these family, brotherhood or anything in their
How
culture,
come?
but they still
At least they should have a mother or a father.
They have, yes.
Their mother and father. Now the father and mother should be the thought leaders of the family. At least they have one brother or one sister. They should have. Creating one single child is a very bad thing that you can do for your life. Because remember one thing, after parents create one child, but after a certain age, you understand, by the time the child reach 40, the parents generally are very old and they cannot take care of themselves, and you understand, things can happen. Average age is 80, so you are almost nearing your death, something like that. At the age of 40, when I actually need the middle age, 35, 40 is the middle age, then I don't have a brother and everybody else is a stranger. I don't have a brother or I don't have a sister. I think you understand. Having one child is the worst thing that you can give to your child. Because by the time your child is 40, you should be 70, 80. Your cognitive load is down. 70, 80 mein don't tell me that you are going to be a genius. 70, 80, your thinking pattern, everything will slow down. Now you are at the 40, whatever, and if you have not taught a great leader, then what happens is there is no brother, sister, and the husband, there is a lot of responsibility. Wife, there is a lot of responsibility. Children, no, I have to take care of a lot. There is nobody who is backing me. I think you understand what I am trying to say. And moreover, these days, this husband-wife culture also is not happening properly because of the feminist ecosystem and all that, leftist, wokist and all that. So, you understand what I am trying to say. Nobody is respecting. Remember one thing, if you cannot have trust in your office cannot grow in productivity. Same thing, in the family, if there is no sacrifice, if there is no trust, if there is no love, and if there is no togetherness, family cannot grow, period. To achieve that, somebody has to take the thought leadership. So, it all boils down to thought leadership. People come from humble backgrounds, they should take thought leadership for themselves. Remember one thing, nothing great is built in a day. These days, this is also one big problem. Everybody wants to create impact in 2 days. I want to do something great, because they are not understanding. All youth, they want to do something great, not because they actually want to make great. They want to settle by being a big house, big car. Their idea of getting rich itself is having a lot of friends to take to the bar. Are you understanding? This idea never works out. Movies, what you see in the movies, what you see here, real world doesn't function like that. That is the reason why these office guys, corporate big guys also take these big guys into big parties and they spoil. Why? Because you should be productive enough for the company to grow. You should not develop any personal productivity. I think you understand. You don't have time. Oh, today you have some holiday, okay, let us company party, company bonding, company team. You don't have time to sit with your own family and say, okay, how can I make my child better? Think, what is the amount of thought that we give to ensure that our children are 10x more productive than us? What systems, what processes, what techniques can I follow? what can be adopted, how can I help my child grow. Systems, thought leadership, thought churning is not happening in the family, because father is busy working in the office and then going to a party, office party, where they are doing bonding for again office productivity, or they are having drink and all that. So father is busy and mother is busy, and you understand, there is no thought leadership. Then we expect the child, when the child is 30, 40, we expect the child to serve us, prayer, love us and all that. So what did you do? What did you remember? One thing, you gave birth, putting them into school is your duty, not a favor, because I am carrying your name, I am carrying your DNA. Are you understanding? It is your agreement. Next, now if you want me to respect you, see, brand, what is a brand? Anything that which has a trustable, scalable trust to it. Yes or no? Yes. And scalable or effective brand positioning, they say. Now this brand, Nike, you will not find them selling any leather shoes. You will not find them selling anything which is not related to sports. They have a brand ethos. Now this, you know what it stands for. Now children are not knowing what parents are standing for except insecurity, or their personal pleasure, or their personal drive. Now how will you expect children to respect? Brand hota hai when there is a self image. Brand is always about building self image. Now creating a ethos for yourself. I think you understand what I am trying to say. A structure in you, a relatable thing. Mercedes. Okay, yeah, you don't expect them, even if they manufacture a pen, I am telling you, they will give it free. I think you understand what I am trying to say, because they stand for a certain thing, and in those cars or in those vehicles, you will find a specific style and a pattern, design language, they say. They stand by it. The problem is, in our house, in our family, in our personal lives, we do not create personal design language for ourselves. I will be like this, I will be like this only, I am this only, this is what it is, this is what I stand for, except I stand for insecurity. This also we don't say. If you observe our pattern, we are all standing for insecurity in our life, fear, insecurity, or lack, scarcity feeling. But if you observe, this is a specific thought leadership. This fellow does like this only, this fellow has this, and this fellow has a thought leadership. He thinks like this, he thinks for me, he has a vision for me. Now if a child knows that a father has a vision, natural, because of DNA, the child will love the father and child will adopt the vision of the father. And once he achieves a certain level in that vision, then he will say, all this is possible because of the father's vision. Now I have a natural connect and love with the father. Now by the time the child is 30, he will feel all he or she did is mistakes, because इंजीनियरिंग चूज करना रॉन्ग था, मेडिसिन चूज करना रॉन्ग था, इसमें इतना तकलीफ होता है बोल के मुझे अभी पता चल रहा है. Now I know what it takes to be successful. Now it is very difficult. I am in all this mess because I was not informed or not taken care by the visionary, by somebody vision. Now why should I respect them? I think you understand. But when I was doing 10th and I said I want to do medicine or I want to do something, engineering. Then my father did the whole research, whole ecosystem, and he explained me the entire system, and then he said, see, without anxiety. So this is what it is, this is what it is. Better for this you have to do like this, for this you have to do like this. After doing this also this much only will happen. So this is what you need to learn, this is the society. If my father gives me a grand vision and understanding, okay, oh, this is how the society works. It's not that if I just get a seat my life is set. Oh, I have to do like this, do like this, do like this. Then I have to learn these skills. College will only teach this much, but I need these many skills. Oh, I need to learn this also. Oh, how will I find time? Okay, so this is what I need to do. Now, once I finish college with all this understanding, and my father told I need this also, this also, this also. I've learned, and my father helped me in pacifying me whenever I fail. over a period of time I feel I have achieved whatever achieved because of Papa's guidance. But what is happening is, in children's upbringing, you will see parents having panic attacks, parents having emotional breakdowns, parents having, because of the child. What will happen to you? I think you understand. All this, then you are not creating a family bond. First, learn how to create strong trust, loyalty, respect, love, commitment, and personal grand vision. When your child fails, are you saying, okay, today you have failed, okay, no issues, but I believe and I trust that you will pass. I know you keep improving. You have to tell this to the child. I know you keep improving. I've seen you cycling. You know, for 3 days you continuously fell. On the 4th day only you learned how to do cycling. I saw you when you were trying to walk first 4 times, first 3 months you fell down and gave me a smile and got up. I know you always get up. No connection, it's just an emotional bond. You understand? When a child of a 6th class says, पापा ये difficult जा रहा है, अरे बच्चा सच्ची में बचपन में तुम पैदल चल रहा था, 3 दिन लगातार गिर रहा था, फिर भी एक स्माइल, जब भी गिरता था एक स्माइल देता था और उठ जाता था. अब देखो कितना अच्छा चलते हो. तुम ना ऐसे ही हो, जब भी गिरते हो एक स्माइल देते हो और उठ जाते हो. मुझे पता है अभी 6th में गिर रहे हो ना, कोई बात नहीं, उठ जाओगे. At least you say that subconsciously you have created a very strong trust कि I know you will stand up. That emotional strength will make them stand up. Yes or no?
Yes.
But these days that is not happening. School teacher says your bacha is doing this. The father is or mother is parroting to the child. Already heard from the teacher. Why are you parroting it again? Your teacher is saying you are not concentrating. Your teacher is saying you are not concentrating. Your teacher is saying you are not concentrating. I heard it from my teacher. Why are you again telling it? Tell me anything what I have to do. The same thing is happening with the wife also. The same thing is happening with the husband also. The same thing is happening with brothers also. So anyway, at the end of the day, remember one thing, personal value system strong if it is there. If you have a strong personal value system, if you have strong persons make a strong community. No communities make strong people. Community is a cycle. Community breaks people. Strong people build community. But community breaks people. Again, it's a cycle. So community, societies will not do anything. Personal, it all starts with your personal vision. Give me a society where there are people full of personal vision, and I will show you there is a natural grand vision to that society. Naturally. Because everybody understands their role. That is the reason why in the army also they say, I don't protect the country, I protect my body. I protect my battalion. I protect or serve my battalion. I protect my body, I serve my battalion. उतना ही आता है. Only in the movies you see Bharat Mata ki Jai and all that. There it is only all about the battalion and all about the body. And we are in war. Why we are in war? We don't know. But we are in war. Okay, only 2 jobs. Protect your body, serve your battalion. Why am I in software industry? I don't know. I think you understand. Protect my ethos, protect my vision, and serve my family, not company. When you protect your personal vision and serve your family, no, automatically you will grow into your own grand vision. When you protect your colleagues and serve your company, you break down.
Very well said, Guruji. Guruji, what will be the stages of leadership that one has to go to become a strong leader? I mean, what kind of traits that one has
Sacrifice. Sacrifice. These days, everybody wants to become a leader. But unfortunately, you don't become a leader by conscious effort. And I am the leader here. See, many companies where Ivy League colleges you complete and then you walk in directly as a CEO, generally they don't succeed. CEOs are the people who have slogged. CEOs are the best CEOs are the people who have slogged Or for example, this CEO, Satya Nadella, that guy is very much respected in his own company for the CEO that he is. He didn't want to be a CEO before. You understand? In the interview, he publicly opens up and he says, the point is, ambitious people are not CEOs. True, good CEOs. People who are proud about their own sacrifice, their own commitment, their own consistency, and those who are not in a hurry to get this or that. In other words, a CEO who is very proud of his CEO title is a very bad CEO, because CEO title is not something to be proud of, it is a responsibility.
Yes.
Did you understand what I mean?
Yes.
In the same fashion, what are the stages? Question is, what are the stages one should undergo to become a good leader? First, leave that leader tag. Don't be proud of that. Don't try to become a leader. Serve. Serve. Serve personal purpose and serve a common purpose. Learn to be obedient to your mentor. Serve. Sacrifice. Give. 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 You will be pushed onto the. People will call you leader. Then also don't trust it. Don't trust it. Serve. Serve. Trust. People will call you a bigger leader. Then also don't trust it. Serve. Serve. Sacrifice. Give. 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 People will call you a mass leader. Then also don't trust. Repeat the formula. Sacrifice. Serve. Give. Be a thought leader. Always be proud of your true self and your dedication, commitment towards it. Don't try to become a leader. Trying to become a leader is one of the most counterproductive thing to help you become a leader. I think you understand what. If you observe and boil down all, the truth is, you go to a leadership master class, quote unquote, you listen some motivational book, you get nothing. You feel excited, pumped up, hormones pumping up, emotions, dopamine effect, all that will happen, but nothing in real will change. How you do it is, when you want to build a wall, roll up your sleeves and start getting done, start doing. So people who can dirty their hands from the childhood according to their stage. Now that's the reason why I said there should be a personal vision and a service sacrifice. Without personal vision, sacrifice is slavery. Having a personal vision, having a three-dimensional understanding about your personal vision and personal situation, and then sacrifice, and then give, and then sacrifice and give, and then serve, and with dedication and commitment.
Can you elaborate this little more with some examples? Or
it should not be. Okay. Why? For example, I will tell you. Our country has a very great leader called Narendra Modi. Now, if I call him great, many people will brand me Sanghi and all. But the truth is, he is fantastic gift to India. He is a great leader, undoubtedly.
Absolutely.
3 terms, he is a prime minister. We have to call him great leader only. You have to. Now, he is fantastic. He has a personal vision. Why I was telling that I should not give you examples on this. Leadership is not learnt with examples. Nelson Mandela is a fantastic leader, no doubt about it. Okay, you and I don't accept also, Nelson Mandela is one of the best leader known to mankind, one of the top. Now, I aspire to be like him? No. Personal leaders do not have personal ambitions or greed. I want to be like Subhash Chandra Bose. No. People who have integrity become like Subhash Chandra Bose and then realize, oh, I am also in the same league. I think you understand. Leadership is not an ambition product. Having ambition is counterproductive to become a good leader. So, if I give you any example like this, people sacrifice, like this they did it, our mind will again create a wrong collateral. Instead, leadership begins from small things. Leadership begins from a mother who was, who has a habit of sleeping very soundly and is not disturbed easily, But then once she becomes a mother, a small cry from the baby wakes her up. Leadership comes from small sacrifices mother and father does. And after that, if they become panicky, if they emotional, then they have lost their leadership position. But generally, if you observe, leadership starts from everything. Everybody is a leader in your life. If you do not know how to value small examples, your servant maid is a leader in your life. It's very difficult, but true leaders will easily accept it. Yes, definitely will. But then, this so-called my servant maid, how is she a leader in my life? Leader is not somebody who sits on your head. Leader is somebody who makes your life easy. The definition of leadership is given very wrong. I think you understand. Some great position of excellence and this, so that. Nelson Mandela is not Nelson Mandela because he is the Nelson Mandela. He was struggling in the jail and giving himself all the things. And he was just according to him, if you observe from in the shoes of Nelson Mandela, then you will understand slogging. Where is great leadership here? I don't understand. If you try to get into the shoes of this great leader called Subhash Chandra Bose, or if you try to get into the shoes of this great leader called Narendra Modi, actually, then you see, what is the damn personal ambition there? What is the damn achievement there for himself? I think you understand. There is only slogging, and people attacking him and still trying to slog. Leadership is not a fancy position at all. People don't understand this. Leadership is pure sacrifice. Leadership is pure empathy personification. Leadership is a dirty business. Seriously. But then this, I want to be a leader, I want to do great things. Everything is, in real, nothing happens like that. I think you understand. It looks good from the outside, but from the inside, it's always nerve-wracking. Leadership is all about consistency, discipline, giving, empathy, sacrifice. So, a person who is doing all this will feel very bad inside. Leadership is not a great thing to be, actually, you understand. But how it happens, great leadership happens naturally. Good leadership also. A CEO of a successful company, a guy who started a company and who scaled that company from zero, from seed capital to a unicorn level. You go and ask him, how did he slog in the company? You go ask him, did he follow work-life balance? Did he think more about his employees, his investors, or did he think more about himself? There are, for example, you understand what I am trying to say. By the time you become unicorn these days, most founders are not even having 14%, 15%, 20% of their company. Am I clear with you? And then also, if they are traveling anywhere also, they have to justify why they have spent that money on what. After a level, that's a different story, but in the beginning, from the beginning, it's always about when you take investors' money, you have to justify all your daily expenses. Though you are doing good revenue, though you are having profit, even then you have to justify. And you can't take home, because it's a private limited company, you can't take home all the money. Are you understanding?
Yes.
So, if you actually observe, leadership is all about 100% nerve-wracking sacrifice with a lot of dedication, commitment, and empathy. Leadership is fundamentally a personal thought leadership. So, there are stages, and if I give any example, people again develop ambition. Observe a 2-year-old, 3-year-old mother, or a 1-year-old, 6 months old mother, and a 6 months old mother, in the sense, a mother who has a 6 months baby, or a 1-year-old baby, 2-year-old baby. Observe her one full day. Am I clear with you? And observe her when the child is cranky, or observe her when the child is having a bad day, or observe her when the child is ill, some health problems. That day you observe her, and then you will understand what is leadership. And that is the reason why at the age of 3, mother physically beats the child also. The child will go hug the mother only and cry. No matter what the mother does, the child will not actually develop any hatred against the mother. Why? Because if you observe the mother from zero, from the time the child is born till the age 3, you will only understand sacrifice, 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 empathy, giving. And that is the reason why subconsciously the child is no matter what mama. A girl child also, generally girl children are naturally attracted towards their father. But then at the age of 2, at the age of 1, I like papa. When papa comes home, I give more attention. Okay, remove one day mummy out of the house and remove mummy out of the house for one day and the child cannot live. Leadership is all about sacrifice, empathy. You automatically become leader. Work, think, and if you can think better for some person than what they can think for themselves, and empathetically convey that. And if you are consistent in this, if you can think better than, see, find one person, think better than that person for himself, then what he can think for himself. I think you understood this.
Yeah.
So, no, you are able to think about yourself this much. I am able to think about this. I am able to design your life better, and I am empathetically conveying you this consistently. Do this for 6 months, that person will automatically call you 6 months or 2 months, 1 month also you do, that person will call you leader. And do this consistently for 6 months and then the person will remember you. After that, stop doing and you go somewhere. After 10 years you come back also, that person will have that gratitude in your life. And this person did something for me. So leadership is not at all fancy. I wanted to clear this, so I elaborated it.
Thank you, Guruji, for this wonderful explanation. Guruji, you teach supramental meditations, and supramental meditations tend to help and inculcate leadership capabilities. Can you tell us how supramental meditations work in cultivating a growth mindset and a leadership quality?
Same answer. By creating fundamental personal awareness. These days, what is happening is every human being is more bothered about their situational things, like say a child. 10th class child will say, that is the reason why our Modi ji is doing, pariksha se pehle some charcha, something like that. You understand? He is doing something to motivate children and all. So it's a widely accepted thing that 10th class or any student these days is having high amount of tension, nervousness and all problems before examination. Before examination, it's a hell week for them. Why? Because you feel, I've studied for this whole year. I've prepared for this. And I had the same experience in my 5th class. All through the year I studied, I have written my exam. All through the 6th class, I have studied, I have given. I was tensed in 5th, 6th, 7th, in 9th also, in 10th also. Why should I be stressed? Ye hote rehta every year. Every year, see, I was tensed in my, now I am tensed, I am a 10th class student and I am tense. I am having, nervousness, I am having this, I am having that, and I am having lot of tension. Good. Practically observe, I did the same thing in 1st class. Okay, I forgot. 2nd, 3rd. Okay, from the 5th I remember. 5th I studied all through the year and did the same thing. 6th I did the same thing. 7th I did the same thing. It's not the end of life. I keep doing the same thing. It keeps happening. And I've studied. And सारे examination से पहले सब भूल गए जैसे ही लगता है. All students feel that. But एग्जाम में पेपर दिखते ही लिख देते हैं. जितना आता है उतना तो हो जाता है. और 5th पास हुआ, 6th पास हुआ, 7th पास हुआ, 8th पास हुआ, 9th भी पास हुआ. अब 10th भी हो ही जाएंगे. No. Now I have exam. Now I forgot all my 8th experience, 9th experience, 7th experience. I forgot everything. I forgot that I passed through all these stages and come here. I forget everything. I am absolutely beaten up by the gravity of the situation of present. We are not aware of our own self, our own history, our own experience of life. When a sudden situation pops up, all our experience of our life goes to the background and situation becomes paramount. Thereby you create only panic and problems. Yes, this is what the general suffering is. In your office, if you have certain problem, suddenly your boss is creating a problem. Certain things are not going the way it is. Suddenly you panic as if it's the end of life. Are you understanding? But if you observe in your career, you might have seen at least 100 things like that. Nobody ever comes to some stage of respectable nature without actually seeing a lot of problems. Am I clear with you? So, when I have a sudden big problem, I have seen these kind of problems from my whole life. I am aware of my life experience. I am aware of my experience as life. I am understanding, I have done that, been this. This is a new problem, but still problems came and then I handled. So, ye bhi ho jayega. Let's first, that kind of composure. I think you understand. Who is a ready soldier on an event of war? Who doesn't panic? He is a ready soldier. And you understand, you are in army and there is a war and you are panicking, you are crying, then you are not a soldier. I think you understand what I am trying to say. A prepared soldier never cries towards the situation and doesn't bother about the outcome. Children, parents, situations, people, leadership, people who are not scared on the challenge of a situation and do not worry about the outcome and always are proud and happily consistent about their own experience of life are definitely leaders. This is what, not supramentalization, this is what spirituality does. Yogastha kuru karmani, this is what entire Bhagavad Gita is all about. This is what entire state spirituality is about. Oh my dear mind, don't be so much aware of the situation. You have a problem. If you panic about the problem becomes a mountain. Oh my dear mind, be aware more about the experience of life, the experience of your own magnanimity. Then this mountain problem will become an anthill first. Second, you will live in a state of equanimity to handle this anthill. And then slowly you realize so many anthills you have crossed by experiencing the experience of yourself, and so this self is paramount than all anthills. Then starts a higher spiritual realization that I am the infinite super consciousness. Then it's called Atma Sakshatkara. So it's a journey, spirituality, true spirit. But today people are doing it all wrong. Rama is great, Krishna is great. Rama and Krishna is definitely greater. But that Rama and Krishna is Atma only, Atma Rama, Ananda Rama. Are you understanding? So the point is, how supramental meditations make your leadership, and for everything the answer is the same. Remember one thing, if you are only, you can call the person soldier if he is not worried about war. He is actually worried about war, and no soldier wants war. But on an event of war, he is not crying, or he is not bothered, he is not nervous. He is busy checking his gun. Yes or no? Are you understanding what I am trying to say?
Yes.
So, and he is with confidence. In the same fashion, why? Because they are trained into that personal experience of life in the army. In real life, why we are having this unproductive copycats, or why we have this youth who is completing their degree but not employable, and why all this? Because you are not preparing yourself for the experience of your liveliness. You are only getting overwhelmed situation after situation. 10th May, people are nervous before their exam. Intermediate first year, the same problem. Intermediate second year, same problem. Arey yaar, it never ends until you complete your education. You are being battered every time with the same problem. Now, how can you expect yourself to be a winner in life? I think you understand what I am trying to. In martial art, I punch you. I am a teacher, you are a student. I punch you. Now you take the punch. Third time I punch you. Fifth time I punch you. Seventh time. 100th time you know how to protect you. You know how to reflex kick in. Teacher punches the student to ensure that the student reflexes start opening up. And once the teacher's punches are blocked by the student reflexes, the student is not anymore scared. Then the teacher teaches how to punch. First is defense, second is offense. So first learn defense, and defense comes of natural survival instinct. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, what is happening as a student? LKG tension, first tension, fifth tension, tension, degree tension, post graduation tension. I have branded subconsciously myself as tension person. That means I am not ready for life. Discussion over. Subconsciously I have that. In office also the same thing is happening. Every day you go to office, every day you come home tired. Arey, I go to a gym. Today I have lifted 25 kilos. First day, 3 times, and in the evening my hand is paining. Second day I go, lift 25 kilos 4 times. Again my hand is paining. Third day, 10th day I go, again 25 kilos 25 times I lift. My hand stops paining. By after 1 month, I lift 100 kilos. My hands don't pain, because my body develops that resistance and gets habituated. But you go to the office, come back stressed. You go to the office, come back stressed. You go to the office, come back stressed. And you go to office, one day you come with nervous breakdown. Something seriously wrong. Your brain and mind and emotion should have upscaled itself. It's not happening. Why? Because you are teaching yourself wrong thing. Spirituality, supramentalization, teaches you the opposite. It makes you aware of your own liveliness. It makes you aware of your own magnanimity. So what happens? You build a resistance for this resistance or friction of life. The grind of life, first you need to build resistance towards it. It's okay. I think you understand what I am trying. Say a software engineer these days is going to a software office doing the software designated job. A Python guy will do Python only. Suddenly he will not go into React Native, right? He will do only that, yes or no?
Yes.
The guy who is into Elastic will be into Elastic only. Why will he be into everything else? People, small software people who will into WordPress and all, they will be into WordPress only. Suddenly they will not jump into big stuff. So you go to office daily and come back stressed. Why do you expect a child who is learning 6 subjects a day, that too unknown, and handling the challenges of teacher, friends, social peer pressure and everything? How they are handling? Everybody is struggling. The truth is, like a gym example. If every day you are going to gym, you start with 25 kilos or 5 kilos, whatever, you should end up at 100 kilos and then also not be stressed. You build consistent development. In the same fashion, if you are going to office and if you are consistently becoming more happier, then you are doing something right. If you are getting consistently stressed, something wrong is happening, because you can't take this stress for long, you will break down. If I go to gym for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then if my hands are still paining, then my technique is wrong. If I am going to a gym 3 months and doing an exercise schedule, on the 3rd month, I should not feel any stress in my, first month itself, I don't feel any stress in my body. In fact, I feel lighter and happier and healthy. You understand? I am feeling very energetic just because I did 10 reps of 40 kilos weight. That is what a gym experience will make you. Why is office life burdening you so much? Because you are not aware of your own magnanimity, you are aware of situational magnanimity. Supramentalization, Siddha Sanmarga, fundamentally teaches you this. Fundamentally, spirituality teaches you this. True spirituality, Sanatana Advaita Vedanta Dharma, teaches you this. How to experience your own magnanimity. आदि शंकर भगवत पाद कृपा विशेष से जो हमें ज्ञान प्राप्त हुआ है, वो सारा आध्यात्मिकता यही सिखाती है.
Guruji, I would like to go a little granular in this one. In both the scenarios, going to a gym and going to the office, there is an expectation of an individual. So, for example, if I go to gym, I know that I will be able to lift 25 kgs painlessly in next 1 month time. When I go to a job, I see that I will be able to perform things. Initially, it may be a difficult one, but I will be excelling someday. But here, in a month's time, I am able to become successful in my endeavor. But if the job, the stress is still remaining.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Because you're doing a wrong technique. The way to do the job is to be aware of your own liveliness and magnanimity. There is an inner infinite potential. There is you. There is a excellence. You are fundamentally Satchidananda. You know that? You are fundamentally a blissful existence. How are you supposed to be? You are supposed to have a very active, alert, attentive mind with a very blissful, satisfied, contented heart and a decently comfortable body. And how are you feeling? And fantastic. Aha. What are you doing? And I'm getting irritated with the student that I'm talking to. Huh? Yeah, I'm mentally irritated with the student that I'm talking to, but I'm emotionally having a great time. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? You are supposedly Sat Chit Ananda, but unfortunately, because you are not aware of it, you are going to office, going to school and getting so much stressed. If you practice true spiritual Sanatana Dharma, the Advaita Upanishad Prokta Advaita Vedanta Siddhanta, if you follow, you cannot go to office, come back stressed. If you follow perfect techniques of gym, you cannot go to gym and come back sore body, with a sore body. In the same fashion, if you practice Sanatana Advaita Dharma, true spirituality, you cannot go to school or office or any stressful situation and feel stressed about it. It cannot happen in a day, but in a month's time, in 2-3 months, you will be there. 2 months, too much time.
Okay. So, Guruji, will it be true to say that if there are people who are practicing any kind of meditation or mindfulness?
No, not any kind of meditation again. That is what I have been underlining. Sanatana Advaita Upanishad Prokta Vedanta Siddhanta. Or else Siddha Sanmarga, or else my meditations that I teach, supramentalization meditations. The meditation should not start with some deity. The meditation should not start, I am doing a deity. What is a deity? It's if you understand, you know what? Our Upanishads and our Vedas and the Puranas explain Ganapati as technically Brahmachari. But Ganapati also has a wife, 2 wives. And Ganapati is always, the puja is done always in a very sattvic way. Ganapati Adarva Sirshamate, your Sakshat Tvam, Sakshat Brahma Tvam, and pure potential, pure experience. But there is a Ganapati Tantra deity where Ganapati is, the deity itself is Ganapati having sex. Are you understanding? And it's a very, very not so palatable form. You understand? Because we see Ganapati as a very cute, elephant headed, very, lot of us have a connection, emotional connection with Ganapati in India. True. And the moment you see Ganapati, most people have a smile on their face. Yeah, but this Ganapati is a very ugra and very this and that. So the point is, deity is man-made. Deity is man-made. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. The deity is man-made. It's a Maharshi made or a man-made or not a nor common public, Maharshis. For example, Parvati Devi, Matanga Muni Pujita, then she became Matangi. And then there is a reason for it, and there is a situation for it, this happened, that happened, and then she. So that way, all Devi avatars, all deities are the concepts. Sanatana Advaita Dharma, Dve Vidye Veditavya, they say. Vedas are not authentic. Why? Because Vedas are authentic, but I want you to understand, Vedas is like a grand lecture of a great grand professor explaining the entirety of content, which a small student will observe and be more confused. For example, you understand what I am trying to say? If some great physicist you go and say, okay, talk about quantum physics, then he will start quantum physics, and if you listen to him, you will feel totally blank. First to go to a small teacher, experience, and then when the big teacher, and you have to qualify yourself for a PhD, then only you can understand the greatest scientist, greatest lecture. In the same fashion, they say Vedas is a grand scheme. How you have to understand life, one-to-one teaching, because that is the reason why in Vedas very contradicting things will be there. They say Atma, your experience, your Atma is God, but finally they will prove sun God. There is a suktam for it. Sun God is the great God. Sun has to be prayed and propitiated. Sun is God. Sun is the reason. Sun, you understand? Or else Vayu. Everything contradicting. Who is God? Vayu is God, they say. Who is God? Prudvi, Apas, Tejo, Panchamahabhuta is God. And after that, Narayana Suktam comes. After that, many Suktams, Durga Suktam comes, Meda Suktam comes. Many Suktams come, and in everything they are the final God. If you see Ganapati Adarva Shirsham, Ganapati is the final God, they say, finally. It's very confusing, you understand? Because it changes. That way, when a great professor gives a great lecture, when you segmentalize it, it's very difficult. You have to be a PhD student to understand his level. So, they gave Upanishads, one-on-one teaching. I think you understand. And there the first rule, do not, if you are a spiritual practitioner, if you really understand Upanishads, the first rule is this: do not experience anything other than your own true self. All deities, everything, keep it aside. Atma vare drashtavya. Just experience your own true self, your Sachidananda self. You experience yourself, and that is it. Do not try to experience everything. I think you understand. Spirituality is that. But these days what is happening is, a lot of corruption everywhere. So Vedas is grand schema, Upanishads is one-on-one teaching, and we have formulas, sutras, and these are very short sentences kind and rules. This is the truth, all truth enumerated without any chance of misconception. Adato Brahma Jignasa, it starts, Brahma Sutras and all. So fundamentally they say, in you experience a fantastic, inexplicable, infinite potential. Learning to experience it unabashedly and without getting distracted with anything else is the only way. We call it as spirituality. Studying your own spirit is spirituality. Adhyatmikata, adhyayana of Atma. Of Atma ki adhyayana, adhyatma. Adhyayana, Atma. Atma ki adhyayana. गणपति अध्ययन नहीं है, हनुमान जी अध्ययन नहीं है, कोई भी अध्ययन नहीं है. फिर वंस आध्यात्म, आत्मा के अध्ययन होने के बाद, then if you are interested, गणपति अध्ययन, other अध्ययन can do, but it's like that. When you know the truth, you understand, you can apply and simulate it in many places. But if you start with simulations, you will get lost. Are you able to understand what I am? You understand? So you have to first understand the concept. First you should understand there is O and then H2, O2, H2, O2. Okay, when they come there, what is the bond? Fundamentally you should know. Then, or else if you are introduced with H2O2 as H2O2, then you only know hydrogen peroxide. Then you don't know water is actually H2O. Are you understanding? Only H2O. This is only possibility. First break down into simpler things, and in simple things when you understand, then you can understand permutations and combinations. Start with permutation and combination, you will get stuck there. So Sanatana Dharma insisted on this. But if you are doing spirituality, first thing, only start with Adhyatma, Atma ki adhyayana, Atma ki anubhuti, Atma vare drashtavya. Just experience your own true self. Keep experiencing, keep experiencing, keep experiencing. Just experience. One day, when you are full of that experience, you will naturally experience other forms also. All other forms are simulations, permutations and combinations, derivatives. And when you know the original product, though you experience derivatives, you will come back to the original. Are you understanding what I am trying to say? And just when you do this, then you are always in center. But if you start with the derivative, then you are trapped in the derivative form. I think you understand what I am trying to say. So that is the reason why all spiritual practices are like that, any mindfulness, no. Sanatana, Advaita, Upanishad, Vedanta, Siddhanta, fundamental principle, the true Atma Adhyayana, not Ganesh Adhyayana, Hanuman Adhyayana. All these are gods only, but they are not gods. Rama is greatest, but not God. Krishna is God, definite God, 100%. Who am I to justify? God is God. Who am I? Which may? I am just you understand? God is God. Krishna is God. Discussion over. But he is not God. Then who is God? He himself says that existential reality. I think you understand what I am trying to say. That which exists, that which does not exist, that which is going to be existing, that which is about to form, all that is the Krishna. I think you understand. That which existed, that is going to be existed, and that which not exists. All these three is Krishna, not the one who was there in Gokula or there. That is one presentation, manifestation of that Godhead. So anyway, why am I trying to tell you all this? Not all spirituality. Spirituality these days, no, people learning about your own chakras is also spirituality these days. I insist that you should not know about your chakras. Muladhara, Swadhisthana, you should not know about all these things. Chakra Gyan is the worst thing. Hanumanji are types of Tantra Jnana in the beginning. Why Tantra should not be initiated for beginners? What is fundamentally Tantra? Taking a specific deity, mantra, through the manna trayate iti mantra, disciplining the mind and formalizing the mind in a specific format, connecting to the deity and experiencing a scalable, quantifiable result around it. Result of other things or personal growth or whatever, but thereby you get trapped into that mindset. And for example, if you in life, what is the purpose? To live a healthy, happy, progressive, successful life, abundant life. But if you start developing a student passion to do a small job, passion to build walls, at the best he will become a maestri. Passion to do software, at the best he will be, these days software employees 4, 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs. I think you understand. When you are overtly passionate about software, when you are only I love coding. And if you are a hardcore, passionate, love with coding, then at the best you can have 10 lakhs salary, 20 lakhs salary. That's the best. Nobody is paid 20 lakhs these days for software, but still, okay. Are you understanding what I am trying to say? But if you are passionate about understanding the life at large, then you can be a big entrepreneur. You can live a healthy, happy, progressive, successful, abundant life. Yes or no? Holistic vision should be there to the mind, then you can become big. If you start with a narrow vision, example, are you able to connect?
Yes.
It is very difficult. Now, taking one specific mantra, taking one specific deity and controlling, training the mind for this mantra, manna trayate iti mantra, through a specific deity, and tying your mind and your consciousness to a specific deity is creating a lot of limitation. That is the reason why these deity people, after one deity, second deity, third deity, fourth deity, fifth deity, they keep changing. And it becomes Tantra, and I do this process, I do this process. These days I am worried that youth is more into Tantra. If you understand this logic, that you know what, I am very passionate about coding, then I am passionate about some language, Visual Basic coding, after that there's some other language, after that some, now these days Python, Elastic, React Native and all this NJ, all these are in vogue. So now coding after coding you are changing the software program, but you are still ending up as the same software programmer level. Big picture, entrepreneur, big life, big understanding if you see, innovate, real. Innovation does not come from coding. I think you understand. Architecture designers are different. I think you understand what I am trying to say. So that way, don't develop for us. It's not good for a software engineer to develop passion for coding. You should see the big picture and understand what you're doing is just a small thing, but then you should have the big picture. The big picture is no deities are powerful, because there is only one deity which is all powerful, and that is what our Veda systems say. There is only, for your understanding, if you still need a deity, there is Tripura Sundari. She is the goddess of all deities. Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, all Narayana, all Bhairava, this, that. Everybody are servants to one deity called Tripura Sundari. But she is also not a deity. It is called Pratyagatma. The most indwelling existential reality that exists, which is formless, which is Atma. Pratyagatma, they say, the most indwelling Atma, the pure form of the pure Atma. That Atma, your mind has to connect, and then you will have a holistic picture. Then for your general day to life utilities, automatically you can start doing whatever. Derivatives, you can work for business. Fundamentally, you should understand chemistry. Example, can you?
Yes.
If you understand chemistry, you can create 100 more new derivatives. But if you are only knowledgeable about derivatives and don't understand chemistry, then it is a problem, because you are trapped in the derivative business. So these days, youth is very much interested into Tantra and all this. I am very, I advise them, no. Youth should not go into Tantra. Youth is busy. See, in your life, you have already so many things to do. You are nervous, you are this, you are that, and you are excited. This time is the time where you need to experience Satchidananda, that infinite, humongous, enormous, blissfully excited mind. And if you should feel your own inner excellence. Life will knock you down n number of times, but still you should know how to smile and get up. And that can only happen when you are experiencing your own self, not a deity, not a process, not a spiritual process. Spiritual processes, chakra, jnana, all is burden. I think you understand what I am trying to say. Because fundamentally, chakras are also, it's like a gateways for you, to function. Your being. I have a lot of negative energy in my, Swadhisthana, in my Manipura, whatever. Now, why I do have? Because I have a mind which develops such amount of negativity. If I have a mind, right state of mind, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Mooladhara, all whatever time will be in good control only.
Naturally.
So the mind that's creating the mischief can only be contained by the grand vision of your own self. Small things cannot control, it will excite it to use it in even more negative ways. So anyway, all spirituality, and I got excited and I was trying to tell you all this. Sanatana Advaita Vedanta Siddhanta. Where can we, Adi Shankara Bhagavad-pada has enumerated a lot about it.
Wonderful, Guruji. So we started with culture, India, leadership, and now connecting the spirituality. But what has enlightened me today in this discussion is when you are focused more on yourself and you have a vision, the grander vision, right? Then you can set your culture right. You can do the right parenting and make sure that the child is 10x that we spoke about. How do you plan for a child to be 10x and achieve all these objectives? So wonderful, Guruji. It was so nice to hear from you. This is really amazing.
I'm also happy you articulated well. But then it starts with personal vision. It starts with discipline, dedication, commitment, sacrifice, and developing a thought leadership for yourself, for your family, and for your ecosystem, and then believing in your own experience of life. always continuously experiencing your own liveliness, continuously experiencing your own magnanimity. And then if you see, we roamed all around the globe, every subject was touched, but then there is a consistency to the
Yes.
thing that we were discussing, because it all begins with you, and how you are, so is the world for you.
Yes.
God bless you. I am very happy you summarized it very well.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you for your time.